Okay, so here we go. So this is Miss Thompson, and I decided to create this video because I've had some questions about the different ways that we learn to multiply. And we're about to learn several different ways to multiply. And I have a guest with me right now, which is my son Dante, and he's going to show us the lattice method of multiplication. And that is one of the multiple ways that we'll look at it. So tonight I'm going to show you lattice, we're going to look at area model, and then we're going to look at the standard algorithm. So I'm going to turn it over to Dante, and he's going to show us how to multiply 24 times 17 using the lattice method. All right, Dante.
Okay.
Show them this.
So,
put it out where they can see it.
basically, what we're gonna do is we're going to make a grid, and since it's a two-digit number by a two-digit number, the grid is gonna be 2 by 2. That's a very amateur grid, but whatever.
It's fine.
So, then you split all the boxes diagonally.
Turn it this way a little bit so they can see.
Okay. And I've only just realized that this is backwards.
All right, so sometimes when you're working a problem, you mess up when you start and you start over. So let's go ahead and look at this, and Dante's going to try this lattice grid for us again. All right, here we go. 24 times 17.
So, like I said before, you create a 2 by 2 grid, 2 digits by 2 digits, and you split the boxes diagonally, like I said, correctly this time. Okay, so what you do next is you line up the digits onto each side, like I'm doing right now, and it should look like this.
So he's written 24 across the top and then 17 down the side. Okay.
Now what you do from here is basically just a bunch of simple multiplication, one by one digit. Basically what you do is you take each intersection and multiply its digits together. So like we're going to start out with 2 times 1, which is 2. And 2 is a one-digit number, so you just write 2 here and you write 0 here. Okay, next up we have 4 times 1, which is 4, and you basically do the same thing. 2 times 7 is 14, and
so you put one digit in each little triangle, okay?
Yeah. And then 4 times 7 is 28, so you do that. All right?
Okay, so you should, so they can see.
So you should have this.
Okay. Now what do you do? Now we've multiplied, but how do we get our final answer?
Now what you do from here is addition. You need to take each diagonal row and add its digits together.
Okay.
So you'll start off right here, which is 8, which equals 8. Okay, then you have 4 plus 2 plus 4, which is 10. And since that's a two-digit number, you put 0 here and then carry the 1. Okay?
Okay.
So 1 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. So you do that, and then 0 equals 0. Okay, once you've done that, you line up the digits by going down and then right, and then you should get this as your final answer.
408. All right, so you got 408 is the final answer. All right, that's pretty cool, Dante. Thank you for your help. And now, this looks very much like what we call the area model of multiplication. And so I'm going to go straight to that. And I'm going to erase this. You can stay if you want, or you can leave. All right, so in area model, we kind of do the same thing. You start off by drawing a box. And we are doing 2 by 2 digits, so we're going to split this box into 4.
Just like you did
squares
with the
here.
lattice method.
Yes. And then what we're going to do is we're going to break our 24 and 17 down into their expanded form, which 24 is the same as 20 plus 4. And then 17 is the same as 10 plus 7. And so now I have the number split, and I'm going to multiply each section. So I'll multiply 20 times 10, 4 times 10, then 20 times 7, and 4 times 7. So let's do that. So 20 times 10 is what, Dante?
200.
200. And 4 times 10 is
40.
40. 20 times 7 is
140.
140.
And 4 times 7 is 28.
All right, so now I have multiplied each section. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all of those together.
So we have 200 plus 140 plus 40 plus 28.
And then I'm going to add these together. So 0, so this is 8, and then I have 4 plus 4 plus 2.
Which is 10, and then you carry the 1.
Then I have 1 plus 2 plus 1, which is 4. And that is pretty messy, but you can see that we got 408, which is the same thing that Dante got a moment ago with his lattice method. So there was the lattice method. This is area model. And now we're going to look at the standard algorithm, which is the one that when your parents say, that's not how I learned it in school. We learned it a different way. This is what they learned. So I'm going to rewrite the problem vertically. So this is the way it looks, 24 times 17. And now I'm going to multiply. And we always start with, just like when adding and subtracting, we're going to start with our ones. So we're going to do 7 times 4, which is what, Dante? 28. So I'm going to put my 8 down. And I'm going to carry my 2 over to the tens column. All right. So I multiplied my 7 ones times 4 ones. Now I'm going to do 7 ones times 2 tens. So what's 7 times 2?
14.
Plus 2.
16.
16. So that gives me 168. Now that is the ones column multiplied by everything. Now I've got to go over to my tens and multiply it. So because this 1 right here represents a 10 and not just a 1, I've got to put a 0 here. This is my placeholder. And it's taking the place of that 7 and holding that place there. So now I'm going to go over to my tens and multiply. So I've got 1 times 4, which is
4.
And then 1 times 2, which is
2.
2. Now I'm going to add them together, and I have 8 plus 0,
Which is 8.
which is 8. 6 plus 4.
10. And then you carry the 1.
And then I have 1 plus 1 plus 2.
4.
Which is 4. And
we
that
should
gives
have
me 408, which is the same thing we got in our area model and the same thing Dante got in his lattice method. All right. Now, there's actually a couple of other ways that we can multiply that we're going to talk about in class. And then once you've learned all these strategies, you can pick which one you like the best, and that can be the strategy that you use to multiply. It's just great to have all these different strategies because you do the one that you feel the most comfortable with. All right, thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk more about this in class. See ya. Thanks, Dante.